So I'm completely drained. Okay. I feel like I just got shell smashed. And I got no energy left. Oh fuck, the camera's on. Ah! How's it going, everyone? Mega Masher is here, and I totally wasn't sleeping on the job. You know, I was just I was just resting my eyes. Okay, I was just resting my eyes. You know, I was resting my eyes, and I just happened to have been dreaming about being shell smashed. Oh, wait a second. We happen to be doing a review on Crustle, and this crazy motherfucker gets shell smash. And shell smash is one of the most deadliest moves that there is to beat. So, Crustle is bug and rock. And this is a pretty damn unique typing. You don't have too many weaknesses, but you don't have that many resistances. Look at this shit. You have a resistance to normal and poison. Okay. And you have a weakness to rock, steel, and water. That also translates to the fact that you are weak to stealth rocks. But fear not, because if you know how to build a team correctly, you ain't gotta worry about that shit, okay? Now let's take a look, okay? Let's just go ahead and take a look at these abilities here. First one it gets is Shell Armor. And Shell Armor happens to be an awesome ability because it shields you from critical hits. Okay? Critical hits. Those are damn annoying. Especially when you're all statted up and all boosted up. And then a critical hit hits right through your defenses and your stat boost and all that stuff. And it's G to the fucking G. Not with Shell Armor. Shell Armor happens to be deadly. Up next, we got Sturdy. Sturdy is a hella awesome ability, especially for a Pokemon that is in a good position to be a lead. Because this thing has access to spikes, it has access to stealth rocks. Damn, son. That's what I'm talking about. And the last ability that we got up in this is Weak Armor. And Weak Armor is a pretty, well, it's an interesting ability. You know, when you get hit by a contact move, or I think it's a physical move. I can't remember off the top of my head right away. But your defense stat goes down by 1 stage, but your speed stat goes up by 1 stage. That could be pretty good. Okay, now speaking of good, let's focus in on the stats. So, for the HP, we got 70. Attack is 95. Defense is 125. That's sweet! Special attack is 65. Special defense, 75. And the speed, 45? Really? Oh, but then again, this it's a small bug. It has a huge fucking boulder on its back that somehow is able to support on them legs, them skinny ass legs. It looks like it skipped leg day every single day it went to work out. Now let's go ahead and go into Pokemon Showdown. Woo! Okay, guys. This set that I have for you here is meant to be a dedicated lead, okay? Meant to be a dedicated lead. Now, this set is interesting here because okay, first off, before I get the EV spread, the item for choice is going to be Custap Berry. And what Custap Berry does is it's a pinch berry. If you are knocked down to below 25% of your health, it kicks in, and you happen to go first! Unless, of course, you get outsped by a priority move, then it's fucking over. But you don't gotta worry about priority moves. Well, then guess what? You have one more turn to shine. That's good. And the ability is going to be Sturdy. And, well, let's look at weak armor here. If a physical attack, okay, physical attack, okay. Now we know that it's a physical attack. It doesn't have to be a contact move. It's a physical attack that lowers your defense. Anyways, back to the Sturdy. Sturdy, if you have full 100% of your health intact, you survive a move that would otherwise one-shot you. And Sturdy is fucking awesome. And there's a lot of Pokemon that are great leads, okay? They're great fucking leads, and they don't have Sturdy. Crustle, on the other hand, does, making it a very, very good lead. Another reason why this thing's a good lead, access to Stealth Rocks. Stealth Rocks happens to be a move that you use. It's an entry hazard that damages switching in Pokemon based on their types. You know, their resistances and weaknesses. That means that any flying types, any fire types, any of that shit, they get heavily damaged if they're weak to rocks. Up next, we got the Spikes. Spikes hurts grounded Pokemon on the switch-in, and you can set up to 3 layers. That means in combination with Stealth Rocks, and 3 layers of Spikes, potentially. Damn, that's a lot of damage that you're going to be taking upon switching in. Shit. Up next, we got Knockoff, because Knockoff is just such a good move. Like I said, it's one of my favorite moves that there is. It's also one of the best damn moves in the fucking Pokemon series in general. There's a reason for that. It's base 65 Dark type power. It multiplies by 50% if you happen to knock off a held item. That held item is Gonzo! And especially if Pokemon happen to rely on their held item to function properly, you're going to seriously fuck them up. And lastly, I decide we're going to go with Rock Blast. Rock Blast is a move that is base 25 power and hits 2 to 5 turns in a row. And this is ideal for breaking down substitutes, for breaking down Sturdy, for breaking down Focus Sashes. It's just good! It's good! It's fucking good. Now let's take a look at the EV spread here. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this EV spread here. We're going to go with the Naughty Nature, which lowers the special defense and increases the attack. And notice right here, okay? Notice right here in the HP, defense, and in the special defense, all the IVs are 0. We want to have as little defense bulk as possible because we want to be hit down to our Custap range so that way we can be useful. And what'll end up happening is you are going to end up being the most likely to be hit down to your Custap range. That way Custap area activates and you got one more turn prioritized to do what you gotta do, bro. To do what you gotta do. So, that concludes that set. The next set happens to be a pretty, well, this here is a set that I haven't seen on the Smogon Pokedex webpage for Crustle. So I decided, you know what, let's try and make a defensive set for this thing. So we got Leftovers to allow you to have passive recovery at the end of each turn. The ability is going to be Shell Armor to block you from being critted on. And the exact same moves are the same moves that you just saw in the first set. You got Stealth Rocks and Spikes for your entry hazards, you got Knockoff for checking utility and removing held items, and you got Rock Blast to deal with Pokemon that love to spam things like Sturdy, that love to spam things like Substitute, and love to spam things like Focus Sash. Not to mention its Stab too. Now as for the EV spread here, we got 248 into its HP. That way you have an odd HP number. That way you can switch into entry hazards one turn more often. We got 252 on the defense, and you look at that. That is a high defensive number. Very high. And then we got 8 on the special defense just for a tiny little more bulk. We don't really need to worry too much about speed. That's it. That's it. So that concludes that set. And the last set here happens to be Smash and Bash. Smash and Bash. Smash and Bash. And this right here could turn the tide in battle. So the item for choice is going to be White Herb. And what this does is it's a single-use item. And what this does is any lowered stats that occur on this Pokemon, White Herb kicks in, and those stats get reset. That's pretty awesome. And the ability we're gonna... Wait, why is there weak armor? I wanted Sturdy, damn it! Sturdy is a good ability because what happens is if you go for a Shell Smash, and say if you were to be hit down to your Sturdy, you know, the Shell Smash isn't exactly useless because not only does White Herb kick in, but you... Okay, first off, you know what Shell Smash does? Is it lowers your defense and special defense by 1 stage, and that's when White Herb kicks in, erases those drops, and it increases your attack, your special attack, and your speed by 2 stages. That means that you are going to be good to go. You are going to be GG. You are going to be as crazy as you can be. So, that's the first move. Up next, we got... Well, wait a second. Why do I have 2 rock stabs in there? I wanted Earthquake. Earthquake is a fucking great move to have because this complements the coverage with Stone Edge. Earthquake hits anything that Stone Edge can't and vice versa. And Earthquake, I mean, come on, guys. This is one of the best moves ever. I mean, you remember, back in first generation, you guys were always excited to get access to Earthquake. Teach that shit to Rhydon. Win with the Elite Four with it. You know? Up next, we got X-Scissor, because X-Scissor is a pretty damn good Bug-type move. Base 80 has no secondary effect, but it's not going to matter because with Shell Smash boosting the shit out of your moves and everything, you're going to be just so scary. So scary. And lastly, we got Stone Edge. Stone Edge, base 100 power, and it has a high critical hit ratio, okay? And it does have it base 80 accuracy, that's fine, but it lands more often than it misses. And then this right here is the EV Sprint. We're going to go with an Adamant nature to allow you to have as much attacking power as possible. Now, this is a possibility. If you want to, you can go with the Jolly nature. That way, okay? That way, that after 1 Shell Smash, you'll have over 400 speed. But you're going to be losing so much power. So, it's really up to you. Do you want a little more speed or do you want a little more power? It's really up to you. Me, preferably, I'd like to have a little more power. So we're going to have max attack, max speed, and the rest is going to be into special defense, and it's a pretty straightforward set. It's max attack, max speed, that's it. And yeah, speaking of that's it for the set ideas, that's it for the review, and that's it for this video! So hey, if you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to leave a like. Like is good. Let's see if we can get 20 likes. We'll do 20 likes! So, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe to the Masher Army as we're a community that respects and salutes each other. Thank you guys for watching. I gotta get the fuck some sleep now, man. I am legitimately tired. So, thanks for watching, and I shall see you guys next upload. Am I missing something here? Right.